What's going on, guys? XC Summoner here today, and I will be bringing you a deck profile on Dark Worlds. It's a pretty easy deck to run and build, pretty easy deck to tech as well. There's a lot of options for the Dark Worlds in terms of support, from like trap to spells. Not so much the monsters. But, yeah, I'm going to give you a run through the deck, some tech choices that I've made, and tech choices that I would make, and I'll also show some of the reasons why I chose the cards. Okay, let's get into it. So first of all, I'm going to run 3 Grapha, of course, 3 Snoww, of course, and 3 Broww, of course. These 9 cards are they're so necessary in this deck. You will lose if you don't run these 9 cards. So run them. This is 2 copies of gold. A lot of people choose Sylvia over him. I don't know why. I just like gold better. I think the art design's better because it's the exact same effect. But yeah, I just like gold better. And we also run Beiige. Beiige is a pretty necessary card in terms of like his effect is when he's discarded from the hand of the graveyard, he's special summoned, and then if you have a Grapha in the grave, you can bounce it back to your hand, and then you can normal summon again, either a Beiige or any other card in your hand. And discarding Beiige is a good way to get another card to your hand if it's through dealings or gates or something. And for a special summon, and if you have 2 in your hand, then you can go into a rank 4 Xyz monster. And he just doesn't take up your normal summon unless you actually normal summon him. Anyway, so those are the Dark World monsters. I wouldn't tech them. They're very, very reliable and very good and very consistent and stable. So for the non-Dark World side of the deck, we're running 2 Tour Guide. Of course, you need to run 2 Tour Guide. It is necessary. And we're also running, Fabled Raven. Fabled Raven is a pretty necessary card, actually, believe it or not. He is not a cost, and he's a walking dealings, except you can discard multiple cards from your hand at the same time. So that means multiple effects. So not a dealings. He's more of a walking card destruction. And yeah, he's a great monster. And he also gains effect and star levels for each card that you discard, and he's also a tuner, so you know that's a really great thing to synchro summon with. So next we have Trance Archfiend. He's pretty much the exact same as Fabled Raven, except you can only do it once, and only once that turn. Yeah, once per turn. We also run a Morphing Jar. You need to run a Morphing Jar in this deck, and we also run an Effect Veiler. Now, the only tech choice I would make in the monsters is taking out the Trance and putting in another Effect Veiler, so you run 2. I always like to run 2 Effect Veiler, but I don't have a second one, so that kind of sucks. Okay, next, for the spells, of course, we run 3 Gates of Dark World and 3 Dark World Dealings. That's just, there's no necessary explaining to do that. Next, we run 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. I don't like running 3. I do run another one in my side deck, but I feel that Mystical Space Typhoon really needs to be only run at 2. But if they like to set a lot, then definitely side in a MST. We also run for Draw Power, Into the Void, and Allure of Darkness. I don't run Dark Hole in this deck because this deck swarms a lot. It swarms very much, and you're just burning. If you just run Dark Hole, you'll just be burning through your cards and then just play Dark Hole only to blow yourself up. It's good, I know, for you know, destroying their monsters when you don't have any monsters on the field. I know how Dark World works. Dark Hole works. But I just don't run it. You can run it if you want. I'm not gonna tell you not to. Anyway, for traps, we run 2 Fiendish Chain. I mean, it's just a really great trap card. We'll run Deep Prison and a Mirror Force. Yeah. Some of the choices I've made for this deck, you'll probably think, why is he doing that? What an idiot. But if you actually give this a go, like give this deck list a go, it's really not that bad, and it surprised me. It was really consistent. So I play Solemn Warning and a Dark Illusion and a Dark Bribe. Because most of the time in your traps, if you just get like security traps like Mirror Force, Deep Prison, Bottomless, and all that stuff, or Evac, Torrential Tribute, you're really going to find yourself getting really backed up and really a lot of dead draws in your hand. You don't want that in this deck, because the one thing you want to avoid in this deck, the number one top thing, is dead draws. If you get dead draws in this deck, especially in your first opening hand, you've lost. Like, and it doesn't come that much. If you get dead draws in your first opening hand and you can't get a good opening off, which doesn't happen that much, you've lost. Anyway, we'll go 2 Reckless Greed and an Eradicator Virus. So that's what we run for our main deck. For our extra deck, we run a Heretic Sundragon Overlord of Heliopolis. One thing I have to say is, if and when you got your opponent down to 3,000 life points or less, run this card. Play it straight on the field if you can. Get 2 Graphas out and then Xyz summon into this. This is a perfect card for any deck. Mill decks, spell books, Exodias, Mermails, whatever. This is perfect. You'll just have so much power in your hand and on the field. Because you draw so many cards at once, you'll have a lot of power in your hand. So, definitely, when you put them down to 3,000 or less, summon this dude if you can. He's an amazing choice. Next, we'll run Adrius for our rank 5. You gotta run Adrius in this deck. Now, here are the rank 5s that I would definitely tech. Just do it. As soon as you can. I'll run a number 12 and a number 19. God help you if you don't run a Volcasaurus and a Tyrus. I can't get my hands on either of those cards. Definitely run Volcasaurus and Tyrus. Okay, next for our rank 4s, we run a number 39, a Maestroke, a Fabled Chain, and a Gaga Cowboy. Gaga Cowboy. Sorry if that was a bit unclear. Anyway. Yeah. Just run those 4 because they're amazing. Putting it bluntly. There's number 30, number 17, a Leviathan Sea Dragon, a Tempo, and a 1-up Zen Mains. You'll go into rank 3s more often than you think in this deck if you choose to run this deck. And lastly, for our Synchro Monsters, we run a Stardust and a Scrap Dragon. Okay, that was the deck profile. I can show you my side deck, but it's really nothing special. You should definitely tech these cards. You don't need to take them. I run a 3rd gold, an Upstart Goblin, a Mystical Space Typhoon, a Foolish Burial, a Skill Drain, a Mind Drain, 2 T-Roars, a Mirror Force, a Dark Illusion, a Torrential Tribute, and a Bottomless Trap Hole. What I said before about the security traps, if they run something really heavy that swarms, like Insectors or Dragon Rulers or something like that, or Mermails even, then play security cards like T-Roar, Mirror Force, Bottomless, Torrential. Definitely play security cards because it's really not worth getting so many cards and having a consistent deck only to find out that they're just going to overpower you in monsters and then just break through your line of defense. But anyway, guys, that was the deck profile. If you liked it, if you did, click that like button, and if you want to see more content from me, click subscribe. I don't really have a schedule because this is only my first video, but hopefully in the near distant future, I can make more videos for more subscribers, and I hope my channel grows, and I hope that it grows with you. So yeah, I'll see you guys later in the next video, and have a nice day.